between mute so I don't just. I'll tell you later because.
Okay. All right, there. We could do it when we're off the air there.
All right, all right.
Okay, there. Okay, we're live. It's me and YR. Ark is going to be in about 25 minutes from now. And tonight we're going to be taking a look at one hit wonders here. And but YR, we figure we start the show early, me and YR, that is, because he has a lot of news here. I dropped one little something in there about interesting about Eddie Van Halen recording multiple solos for one solo spot on one song there. He used to do this all the time on various Van Halen tracks there. All right, so what's going on,
Hold on,
YR?
setting up the stream right now. Give me a minute.
All right, there.
We got some news on. Talk about the Nazareth guy dying. Hear about that?
Nazareth guy. No, I didn't hear about that. What did? Let me look it up right now.
Came out today, I
Oh,
believe.
all right, there. We also lost James Caan, the actor, not earlier
Mm-hmm.
today. Yeah, he was in, of course, Godfather Part Two. He was also in the movie Thief, from 1981. All right, so the guy from Nazareth, which one is it? The singer? Because right now the only current member of Nazareth from the classic lineup who is still active, who has now leads the group, is Nazareth. Oh, is probably
Pete at Manny Charlton.
Manny Charlton. He was a guitar player. Okay, Manny Charlton. Okay, oh shit. Wait a minute, it's screwed up there. Okay, it spelled his name wrong there. Manny Charlton. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Okay, Manny Charlton. Manny Charlton, the guitarist from the band Nazareth. He passed away earlier today at the age of 80. He was listed as the full producer of their classic album, Hair of the Dog, which came out in 1975. And in the liner notes of the reissue, he said that even though he was credited as a sole producer of that album, he has said it was a real team effort, plus some magic dust from the stage from the sky there, I guess you could say there. Okay, now I'm going to go to Guitar World right now here on this here.
It's on Blabbermouth too. It's on
Okay,
Blabbermouth.
okay. Known for his broady, no nonsense riffing, Charlatan also helmed the demos for Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. Charlatan, the co founder and longtime guitarist of Nazareth, has died at the age of 80 there. Born in, I forgot that, I cannot pronounce. He was born in Spain in 1941. Charlatan moved with his family to Scotland as a young child. It was there that in 1968 he would co-found the band Nazareth with singer Dan McCafferty, bassist Pete Agnew, and drummer Daryl Sweet, who also passed away a couple years ago there. The band's no frills, hard rock sound, steady touring, and their close relationship with Roger Glover, bassist of Deep Purple, who produced the three of their albums, helped grow the band's fan base through the first half of the 1970s, climaxing with their most successful from that period, 1975's Hair of the Dog. With its cowbell-powered riff-tastic hit title track, Hair of the Dog made the band stars in their own right and served as a banner display of Charlton's talent as a guitarist and producer. Okay, let me do it over here. He said, I wanted the song Hair of the Dog to have a groove. I wouldn't worry so much about the solo until the actual solo part in the song. You'll notice I didn't play a lot of guitar riffs. I played a pretty tight, heavy rhythm part. And I continued that, and I just played the solo over the top. That was the method. Hair of the Dog also marked the beginning of Charlton's tenure as the band's producer, a position that he would retain throughout the band's heyday. The muscular sound of that album and its hit title track would lead a young Axl Rose to declare, quote, "Get me the guy who produced Hair of the Dog," when his band, Guns N' Roses, were attempting to make demos for their album Appetite for Destruction. Mike Klink would eventually produce Appetite, but the demos by Manny Charlton were released on the 2018 reissue. Charlton then got to work with Nazareth's Snakes and Ladders album, the band's 17th album, and its last with them before retiring in 1990. It was perhaps no surprise that he would call it quits. Making Snakes and Ladders, he stated, was not a happy experience. In fact, he even declared it a disaster. He said there were too many professional problems at the band at that time. He said, quote, "We should have never been in the studio at that point, and I take my share of the blame for all the bullshit that went down." That said, Nazareth were still game enough to tour the album before Charlton stepped away. He returned to the studio, releasing his first solo album, Drool, in 1999, quickly followed by Bravadero, or Bobdale, I think that's how it's pronounced, and that was in 2000. Stonkin in 2002, and in 2003 he released Clone This, clone with a K at the beginning instead of a C. Charlton was releasing one album a year until 2008's Then There's This. In 2012, Charlton recamped to LA to record Hellalicious, released it the following year. Oh, jeez. The album received its guest spots from former Guns N' Roses drummer Steven Adler, Damian Campbell of Def Leppard, who played on the tracks Bringing Me Down and Stone Crazy. His final solo release, titled just simply Solo, came out in 2016. Bassist Pete Agnew, who's the original remaining member of the group, changed the whole mindset of the band, steering them from writing their own songs and eventually carving out a sound that would be heavily influential, as Guns N' Roses can attest to. He said when Manny joined, he was the first guy to suggest writing songs of our own. We never thought of it until then, because they did a lot of covers here and there, including, This Night Tonight by Joni Mitchell. They never thought
Let me
of
look
it.
up some more news. I'm trying to eat here, scarf down some food, but I'm gonna look up some more news because there's a bunch of stuff that came out this week.
Oh yeah. Then suddenly,
like Vince Neil looking at the. Actually, this just came out. I was listening to Eddie Trunk. Someone who emailed Eddie Van Halen for the past 5 years of his life, and he released those emails, and everyone is pissed off about it because it was like, why would you do that? Look up that story, see if we can find.
Okay, let me definitely. We'll do that. Okay, I'm looking up for it right now, as a matter of fact, there. Blah, blah, blah. This is going to be interesting. All the secrets that'll be leaked. Now we'll wonder, we'll probably get the details of what really went down between the crew and Vince Neil back in early 1992, when apparently he was out of the group. Either he had left or he was booted out. Let me, here. Okay. Give me a couple of minutes here. Emails released. Okay, here we go. Here. Okay. Okay, there's apparently a new documentary on that, according to people.com here. And there's a lot of things that's going on here. According to wearethepit.com, Vince Neil is relying on a teleprompter during their live shows. I got to look at this one here.
Well, it's just like everyone has teleprompter. It's not even a big deal. Like, are you really shocked at that? Do you hate that? Or
not really.
All I care about if it's live or not. If it's live vocals, live music, that's all I care about.
Yeah, I guess what it is, but I guess some people have issues with that because they figure when you're a rock and roll performer, you should at least remember the words, remember everything, remember all One of the oldest
Yeah, you
songs
gotta
like
keep
the
in mind
Back
these
Rock.
people are older. I mean, even Rob Halford has one, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. All these people a little bit older, like
Even
they have a lot
Ozzy,
of
even
material. You
Ozzy
know,
Osbourne. I mean, like,
safety.
yeah, it's like a little backup there, just in case. I know Axl Rose was using them during the Use Your Illusion tour dates of Guns N' Roses there, and I guess a lot of people kind of gave him a little bit of flack for that there. But then again, Axl said many times when he gets on stage, his mind races through a lot of things, like when he sings a song about a particular person, he was wondering how that person is doing right now. You know. Okay, let's hear them. Let's go. Let's hear. During a recent show that is part of the stadium tour, an audience member caught some footage of an onstage teleprompter that Motley Crue frontman Vince Neil is using for their live shows. In the video you'll find below, you'll find Neil near the teleprompter, which provides him lyrics to the band's music. For some bands and artists who have a great deal of material release, a teleprompter is helpful to assist them with remembering the songs, the lyrics. But like the great controversy that surrounds the using of backing tracks, as well as those singers who lip sync to their music, there are probably some folks who may get irked at the sight of a singer having to rely on a teleprompter to remember the lyrics to their own songs. You know, that is a good case that happened with Axl Rose, as I mentioned a few times here.
Yes.
Hmm. Oh, and by the way, here's something else. Get this. I saw a video on this. I think it was on YouTube there. Dave Mustaine of Megadeth, him and his band was performing this concert festival when some sort of guitar started playing out of the background, and apparently it was one of the texts for Judas Priest. He
Oh
was
yeah, I saw that news bit. Yeah.
yeah, and Mustaine was annoyed by that. He went on called the roadie a pussy for disrupting the band's sound and shit there.
Oh, fuck off. That dude always bitches and cries. Like
Yeah, I
fuck
know.
that Dave Mustaine.
I know, yeah. It makes you wonder why Megadeth probably did the same thing that led him to being booted out of Metallica.
And like Megadeth has their fans,
Yeah, it's true.
but I don't know. Like I've always heard that Mustaine was kind of like a dick or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I heard it a couple of times as well there, you know. You know, it's kind of funny. We have yet to see Dave Mustaine, help out one of their fans like James Hetfield did a couple years back there. I think I mentioned this. Hetfield, met this fan who was able to walk. He needed new prosthetic legs, and
Yeah.
Hetfield will later pay for prosthetic legs to be manufactured for this guy. And
Really?
yeah, he did out of his own pocket. And let's not forget the campaign that Metallica did during the pandemic a couple years ago, where every concert that was filmed, whether it's from '83 to recently, was broadcast on both their YouTube channel, their Facebook channel, or a Facebook page, I should say, and people would donate like crazy. It was called the All Within Our Hands Foundation, and the goal was to feed America. Purchase food for those who are able to go out and get food themselves because of the COVID restrictions, the lockdown and shit. We have yet to see Dave Mustaine do any of that, If he has, I'm not informed of it. If it's so, then let me know in the chat near where we're here there. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Finish my sandwich.
All right. Good. Yeah. And so I'm still looking for the email thing. I guess some emails of Vince Neil was to release it. I guess you said.
No, Eddie Van Halen.
Oh, Eddie Van Halen emails were released. I got to be
Last 5 years of his death. He was
Okay.
emailing this random. The story is some random fan decided to email him, but he guessed his email address and it supposedly was correct and went on from there. But see what you can find on that. Let me see
Okay, I got it on RollingStone.com coming up right now. Over the last 5 years of his life, the rock icon had correspondence with a former music journalist, spilling gossip, gripes, hopes, fears, revealing himself like never before. How's Michael Anthony doing? That's the first thing he asked Eddie Van Halen, the legendary guitarist and namesake of Van Halen, rather than the first thing he would, other than the that would be the first thing he would say to someone who was possibly, but obviously not Van Halen. I mean, who am I kidding? I mean, there's no way the real Eddie Van Halen's email address should be available to anyone to find in a public database. And it sure isn't.
The backstory is he like randomly guessed it. Let's see what you can see what comes up on your thing about
Okay,
him.
so basically, well here. Okay, there. I'm trying to. This doesn't say the individual who the former journalist it was there, but in other words, this can't be him. Which is the first email I sent to something of this stupid and slapdash. Those familiar with the history of Van Halen know Michael Anthony, the band's original bass player. Not so much fired from Van Halen, he was replaced with Eddie's son, Wolfgang, as we all know. Well, anybody even bothered to tell Anthony. At least that's how Anthony told it. So the opening line to that type of thing, you might see a Van Halen traditionalist hold up a giant sign just to troll Anthony's replacement.
Right.
And this isn't just a fan talking. In a former life, and I'm speaking from the journalist's point of view. I'm reading what this person wrote down. In a former life, I've been a music journalist, including some time as an editor for Rolling Stone's website. Back then, I got to interview everyone from Ozzy Osbourne to Sean Diddy Combs. But now it's 2015. 2015? Wow, a couple of years back. And I'm more than a decade removed from my dream job. Today, as a market researcher for a health insurance company, I stare at data tables till my eyes water and monitor my employer's social media mentions, featuring angry posts about how only flunked fucks and scumbags would work there. Sending emails like this has become something of a pastime, an exercise in nostalgia where the drudgery of my workday becomes too much to handle. Not too long ago, I discovered that an old login I had to LexisNexis, a directory lawyers and journalists use at shows, among other things.
What?
That's what it's called, LexisNexis. Sounds like sort of a hoe house when you look at it there. A directory lawyers and journalists that use that shows among
Yo, real
other
quick
things.
sidebar.
Okay.
After I have a sidebar after that article.
Okay, go ahead.
Remind me. Thanks.
All right. Go ahead. Oh, boy. Well, here's the one I'm looking for right now, punkrocker.com.
Yo, on Netflix.
What
On Netflix right now.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this Warren Jeffs guy?
Warren Jeffs?
Yeah, he's like the leader of the Mormon fundamentalist sector.
No, I haven't heard about this guy until now.
Huge documentary on Netflix. Basically, like the whole, just the whole people thinking he's a prophet and worshiping him.
Oh, gosh. One of those.
A great 4-part documentary on Netflix if anyone wants to.
All right.
It's called Cry Easy or some shit.
Cry Easy or...
Easy Sweet, Be Sweet or some shit.
Oh, my God. Sweet something there. Sweet lies.
But yeah, anyways, back to your thing. I'm sorry.
Here's what it says here. Like I said, this is from punkrocker.com. Eddie Van Halen attacks Michael Anthony in some sad emails. Eddie Van Halen trashing Michael Anthony in the newly leaked May 2015 emails to a fan named Blair. The fan asked how Michael Anthony was doing, and Eddie responded, not nearly as good as Wolfgang Van Halen, his son, nor will he ever. Who the fuck is this? you would know that if you had a brain and blah, blah, blah. The post Eddie Van Halen attacks Michael Anthony appeared in alternativenation.net. The fan asked how Anthony was doing, and of course the response that I just mentioned. Now the fan suggested that he bring back Anthony to help with David Lee Roth's weak voice heading into the summer of 2015. Because a lot of people are saying that Roth's voice was used to be back then, you know. And Eddie says he cannot control Roth's voice. And he said Anthony rejoining the cover for Roth's family voice was a bad idea. He responded, quote, "And if you think Mike is a lead singer, he sounds like Mickey Mouse. He just has a high voice." Which is kind of true.
Yeah, but it's still good.
Yeah,
but he's still good back.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Wolf happened to be there, and it was fun again. Life has changed. I can't control it any more than you can. If I could, I would change a lot of things, starting with never having my first drink, and maybe sticking to piano instead of guitar. You know, that was the email that was leaked there between this Blair and, of course, the late, great Eddie Van Halen. Now,
ladies and gentlemen, the great Arknolia.
There you are, Dark. What's happening?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
We are doing well here, yes.
We're discussing some of the news before Brown goes on. What is your opinion, I don't know if you know about it, Ark, about Nazareth
Manny Charlton passing away. Yeah, passed away earlier today at age 80.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it is sad.
They were a huge inspiration to Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Had
a lot of good songs back then. Like, other than Hair of the Dog, Love Hurts, they covered that song there. You know, Beggar's Day / Rose in the Heather. One of my favorites from them called Please Don't Judas Me. And plus Rasmus and Nas, you know, Close Enough for Rock and Roll. Their cover of Joni Mitchell's This Flight Tonight. That was a good song there. A lot of good songs that the boys from Nazareth have put it out there. Now, of course, you know, Nazareth has a new album coming out, but it's, however, just Pete Agnew's Nazareth, him being the original bass player. You know, Charlton has died. Daryl Sweet, the original drummer, died a while back, a couple years ago, if I recall. And Dan McCafferty is, I guess he's no longer performing. I guess he retired from the road a couple years back there.
Right.
You know, which is sad. Now, is Keith coming on the show today, or no?
I think he's indisposed at the moment.
Oh, he's in dispose mode?
No, he's just indisposed at the moment. He's just not all there.
Okay, there. All right, there. We'll let it go at that there. Okay, so what did we gonna? So all that jazz aside there. All right, so of course I sent you a little little link that it's a YouTube short of David Lee Roth on Joe Rogan's podcast there, describing how Eddie would record different solos for one track, then they would somehow edit which ones. They would edit all different solos, parts of those solos, all together to make one. And afterwards, Eddie would learn that solo to play live. So which is unique when you think about it. There are all these different solos for one song. Cut them up and edit it all together. And then you relearn them when you get done. That is unique. Now, if they were to find all the solos for one track...
Wait, what do you mean? Like, explain that to the...
Well, I sent you the link.
Layman's terms.
Yeah, I sent you the link on how David Lee Roth described it to Joe Rogan there. Yeah, it's on your Skype page right now. I sent it over a couple days ago, I remember. I saw this, like, wow, I got to show YR this. Okay, feel free to go ahead and play a little bit there, if you wish.
Well, I don't want to play Rogan here on YouTube. I don't
Oh
want
yeah,
to.
that's right. My bad there.
You know what I mean?
Well, let's see. Well, Eddie would listen to the track without the solo. He would record one solo, then he'd record a different solo, and then he'd record a third solo and possibly a fourth or fifth. Then they would figure out how to puzzle it all together, edited all parts of those solos together into making one. Then place it in on the album, on the song, and then Eddie would learn that particular solo that was edited together to play live and to be released to the public, and of course on the video as well there, which is kind of unique when you think about it. Very, very unique.
I see what you're saying.
Wow.
What about what else was in the news?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm missing something.
All right, there.
Take a quick
Mm-hmm.
rundown.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we covered the
Vince Neil thing.
Neil, even Judas Priest.
Yep.
The application with Megadeth.
Mm-hmm. We also been Megadeth there.
Yeah, a lot of artists are coming out saying to leave Vince Neil alone.
Yeah, I know, because I guess a lot of people are now realizing, hey, Vince Neil is he's not what he used to be. He's an older guy. He's older. He's not. I guess the phrase, you're not what you used to be when you grow older. I think the problem with most people going off on him for the weight issues, the mumbling of lyrics.
Oh, here's a huge story. I forget if you want to look it up. Blabbermouth. Neil Sean is talking with Steve Perry again.
Oh wow, that's good to hear.
You want to read about that on Blabbermouth?
Okay, let me look it up now. Here, blah blah blah. Okay, let me get this right here. Blabbermouth.net. Okay. It'd be good to see those two patching up and tour together. Okay, let's see what we got here. Blah blah blah.
Seamaster in the chat, Beast Incarnate Travis, and Billy Ricky. Ronald Booth. See, that's fucking me up.
What?
Ronald Booth. Because he puts BR instead of RB.
All right, there. Let's see. I'm looking for the thing right now here. Disturbed's going to release a new single titled "Hey You." And
yeah, scroll down a bit. It's from
that's what I'm doing.
July 6th.
Mm-hmm.
News.
And by the way, Kirk Hammett is very proud of their bass player's son for pulling up the Master Puppet solo in the show Stranger Things.
You watched that? You watched that show?
I watched it a couple of times, a couple of years back here. Mm-hmm. All right, there. Members of the Go ahead.
And I wanted to, because you put a video out this morning, quick sidebar.
Yeah.
About moving north and all that, and really, and this isn't doxing you or whatever, because you said, but Conroe and the Woodlands are really, right there by each other. It's not that too far, but I get what you're saying, because over there it's not like it would be downtown where it's bars, clubs. I mean, you have your occasional Hooters and shit, you know what I mean, and sports bar, but the problem with the downtown shit, Brown, is if you live there, it's either you're going to be in a piece of shit somewhere or a high-rise, fucking overpriced something.
Yeah, and the crime issue that goes on in here in that area there. I know.
There's all crime. Downtown areas in all cities are usually not that.
I know. Great, I know. For instance, when I first posted that Greens Point Mall video, you were really shocked. Point. I was like, well, Guns Point. I remember that's what you were calling it.
Guns Point. Yeah. But why? What do you decide? You think you're gonna move on your own, or
no? I won't be able to move on my own because number one, because it's expensive as hell.
That's what I'm telling you.
It is. It's expensive as hell. I would have to work about 4 or 5 jobs, to just make rent, food.
Bro, Woodland, Houston, if you speak on Houston and best place to live, really the Woodlands northern area is the cleanest, it's
that
popular,
true,
but it's newer kind of in a way. It's nicer, if you think about Houston, like usually any other city's old and dirty and dungy, and like that north part of Houston is better.
You know what? I'm kind of
Saying?
now. Now that you think about it, kind of reneging on some of the thing.
What the
about what I
fuck? Come
said.
on, don't
No,
use
no,
that
no.
word.
I'm talking about maybe
Who
I'll
used
probably
that word?
what,
Renege? The
no,
fuck is
I'm
that?
reneging about some of the things I
What?
said last night in that video there, because when I'm thinking, my concern is that I don't want to end up in another area like Richmond, Michigan, where it was just mostly closed-minded to people who are kind of different. I spoke about this to my brother-in-law. Like one of the bar and grills up there. But the owner couldn't stand me
Yeah, they didn't
because I
like
was.
didn't like the music you were playing and
Yeah,
stuff.
they
I
didn't
watched
like
that.
me because I was different. I chose to be my own person. The owner of the bar, which by the way, I don't know if he's still around or not, but he was a major drug addict from what I heard from the insiders. He would
Oh
call
my
me
god.
freak.
And yet he put that music on the jukebox.
Yeah, well, I don't. I'm not really. I think somebody else who comes in and puts us. I think I'm not sure who
Wait a
does
minute.
that.
Wait a minute. Hold
It's a
on a minute.
digital
Oh, that's what I was
jukebox.
gonna ask. It is a
Yes,
digital? All
yeah,
right.
it was a
I'll be like,
touch tones
all right.
jukebox there. Where you just click on the screen and all this stuff would pop up.
Ah.
Yeah. And barely I would play stuff like Priest, like a little bit of Seduce, a little bit of this band here, Metallica. And finally, what he did is, like he said, they were cutting off my music. They were cutting it off right before it starts. He said, you're not putting that money in the jukebox. I'm like, wait a minute, it's my
Wow.
money. He said, no, because your music sucks. This motherfucker expects everyone to like country music like he does. And I'm not the only
Don't
one.
rock,
I'm not the only one. He did it to
No,
a
you're
guy
right.
named Brad. He was playing the
Right.
song Three Little Pigs by Green Jelly. And
What?
this motherfucker just took the controls, just skipped it to the next track, which was a Toby Keith song. And we had me and Brad had to talk about this motherfucker, and they decided, what, he's
I
going to
should have
lose.
been a cowboy.
Yeah,
I like Toby Keith.
yeah, it is. Yeah, well, the idea is that, plus, here's the one thing I couldn't stand. And all the people out there, raising Kid Rock this, Kid Rock that, Kid Rock this. I'm sorry, but I know how you feel about Kid Rock YR and Ark, but to me,
Huge fan.
but to me, the guy basically, he pulled this little prank a couple years ago, saying he was going to run for Senate, and it turned out to be a hoax. All the people that were gearing up to support this guy got the full blown. It was a dumbass hoax. They were all disappointed. And plus, you got to remember that he was not like that as he is now back in the early '90s when he first started out. Like
Yeah, but you're a big Kid Rock hater.
I don't hate Kid Rock. I'm just not into them. I just don't. I just
Nah, bro,
don't.
it's
I
fucking.
just don't.
He's bringing the Republican way, like our way of political thinking, and rock back to like
Yeah.
popularity, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you should support it. Like we all agree pretty
Well,
much
I
politically.
support his
You know what I
ideas
mean?
that social media blows, because it is to me, social media is a big contributor to the downfall of society.
Tell us
To,
about that song he does all summer long. He talks about Northern Michigan. You know about that?
yeah, no, yeah, that song. Oh,
1989.
yeah, exactly. It was Oh Summer Long was the name of it. It had the
My
mix.
thoughts were short and my hair was long. Caught somewhere between a boy and a man. She was
Yeah.
Northern
The
Michigan.
problem I have is that the people out there who would love this all American badass, this American,
Yes.
but yet they're failing to realize that back in around 1990, he had a massive eraser head haircut that the New Jack
Bro, he's like
styled.
the new Elvis. Like Kid Rock is like our Elvis or living Elvis. Bro. He's that great.
Yeah,
Really is.
right.
Patriot. But back to the story. I'm sorry we got sidetracked.
Okay,
But
okay.
your video,
Neil Sean.
everyone
Neil
check it
Sh-
out.
Yeah, it is.
Great
Check it
video.
out. Yeah, no, I know you left a comment about the statement that you said about Houston and other areas such and such here. I'm just asking for one thing. I'll be able to reach my workplace, well, I'm able to get a transfer to another location. Thank goodness for that. I'm just hoping there'll be not a long while from our upcoming new place to this other workplace there, this
How about
other transfer place.
me, you, and Keith and Bullfrog? We get a place together. And
We'll don't know about Bullfrog. You'll probably eat up all the Hostess ding dongs in the
we'll
refrigerator
have
there.
food stored on deck all the time. We'll have plenty of food all the time. That's a good thing, too.
Yeah, but
We'll
okay.
have plenty of snacks.
Yeah,
Be good. That'd be
but
good. Just think
where's
about that, because, bro, we can be like the Community XM satellite mansion or something. You know what I'm saying?
all right. Well, I've
You know what
definitely got to
you know
look
what
at it.
you know what the people be saying about the XM mansions? You know what they be saying?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Like a lifelong dream in this community to own a mansion and have all the people in the community of your choice or whoever your friends are be in that mansion and just do podcasts and shows all day. Like, it's a dream for all the hosts in this community.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of
And
videos, I got to bring this up there. I did a video about the Concert Pub North, not showing who they're playing on the weekends. Usually they've been saying, TBA, meaning to be announced. Now, a dude named Tommy, not Tommy NC 2010, obviously. He used to do sound. Occasionally does a soundboard up there. He said he was going to forward that video to the staff at the Concert Pub North and see they could update their web page and everything else there. And I said that's pretty good. However, there was one thing. One thing I was pissed off last night is that it's doesn't advertise who they're having playing this weekend, obviously. But last week, and I didn't know about it until last night, Saturday, they had
or nothing.
What again?
They don't have a Facebook where they put
They
put
do
stuff
have
out on?
they do have a Facebook. They haven't really posted anything of what's up. It's just I come in to have all the crawfish or this festival Sunday afternoon. It's like a metal meet and greet. I can't. I work on Sundays. And I found out that last Saturday they had Holy Diver, a Dio tribute band playing there. Yeah, I was like, well, why didn't I find out about this before the weekend? Son of a bitch, man. What the fuck? Jeez. Okay, enough of that bullshit there. I just hope the concert pub, lets us know who's playing us so we get on the road here. Okay. In a new interview, Journey Guitar's Neil Sean was asked to recount his most enduring memory of the former lead singer, Steve Perry. Sean replied, "We were very, very tight. We're talking and we're getting to know each other again. Though it's not trying to get back together musically again. That's a bummer. But he's learning who I am now, kind of portion of our business that I'm kind of controlling now. I'm not talking about a Journey trademark that I've obtained, as we never owned our own trademark. All these years, many people had lied to us. My wife and I finally got to the bottom of it after investigating for years. We were fought hard by everybody, but we managed to obtain the trademark. So we're talking about that and figuring out the future of that. But we're talking. I have great memories of when Steve and I first met. We all hung out all the time. We were like brothers. We were crazy. We spent a lot of nights out, way drinking, doing things that we shouldn't be doing, drinking and whatnot. We overindulged in a lot of stuff. But bottom line, we had a good time for many, many years. Lots of enduring moments on and off stage. He's a really funny guy. I saw a fraction of a moment when we got together before the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. I managed to get into his room, which was locked down like Fort Knox. We had a good hang in there. I felt like I still knew this guy, and we were still good friends. I felt good about what was going to partake in stage. He was always invited to come and perform at the ceremony, but he declined to do anything besides a speech, and I understood why. During that induction, which involved when certain individuals went up there and took a long time to their speeches, there are a few pictures that you can find where I'm talking into Steve's ears and he's laughing like hell. Some people feel like they're more important because they have to talk longer, or feel like they don't get the attention that they need, so they want to talk longer. So that's my long way of saying I hope that we could become better friends in the future. Now, Perry reunited with Journey for the first time in years as they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in April 2017. The singer appeared on stage with his old bandmates as they gave speeches, but did not perform with the group later on in that event. Perry's final concert with Journey took place in early 1987. He later rejoined the group for a brief performance in 1991 to honor Bill Graham, the late concert promoter from the Bay Area. He also appeared with Journey to receive a walk on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2005. And let's not forget they did a reunion album called Trial by Fire in 1996, in which the rock ballad When You Love a Woman was a big hit from that release. Sean previously discussed his relationship with Perry during a 2020 appearance on the Eddie Trunk podcast. That's why he thought Perry hadn't made any live appearances in support of his solo album, 2018's Traces. He responded, I am as clueless as you are. I thought for sure there was hope that he would be out there singing, and I was excited for him. He's been not out there for such a long time. I was happy to see him pull out a solo record, which was his third, I guess. But let's not forget Street Talk with Oh Sherry, Strung Out. And let's also not forget the album he put out called For the Love of Strange Medicine in the early 1990s, prior to his Journey reunion. I was all behind him to do that. Not for my own benefit, but for him and his fans. Somehow, things always get twisted when I'm trying to take advantage of someone. Where I'm trying to. And it's not the issue at all. I am a true friend of his, whether he knows it or not. And when I get the feeling, when I'm trying to talk to him, he thinks that I just want something. I don't want anything. I just want to support him, to show him respect through all the great years that we had, and that's it. Simply, that is it. You know, those are words of Neil Sean from Journey on his current relationship with Steve Perry. All right. And that's about it for the news and all that good shit there. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so are we ready to do our one-hit wonders discussion here? Okay, are we ready? Now, we all know what a one-hit wonder is. It's someone or a band or a group or a solo artist who has a hit song that takes over the charts, and then that's it. They try to put out a follow-up album or follow-up single, but it doesn't cut the mustard, and it just goes away, just doesn't become a hit, and people forget about it. Bing, bam, boom. So we're here to discuss a few that are out there right now. Well, actually not right now, but there's a whole bunch, because right now all the current singles out there are usually one-hit wonders when you look at it there. But we're talking
technically this is true, but most of ours are going to be from 50s, 60s, and 70s, maybe a little bit after that.
Well, actually, we got a lot more, and of course in the 70s, 80s, and 90s as well there.
Right.
Like, for instance, that song, You Gotta Give... what's the title of that song by the New Radicals, the one that couldn't stand there, you know, like, where he disses Marilyn Manson and Courtney Love at the end there, where they then just says, "We'll kick your ass in" to Marilyn Manson. I forgot it. You give what you get, I guess it is, if I'm called there. The guy behind it was Greg Alexander, and he was behind that group there. And it had just one hit song that was played unanimously a lot on the radio and on the VH1 channel there. And that was a perfect example of one-hit wonder because we never heard anything from them afterwards. All right.
Okay.
All right, so
I'm going to start.
Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, so now we're doing this one by one, like we always do a couple times.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, that sounds good there. All right, go right ahead. Ark
Go
has the
off
first.
y'all's list. I don't have a list.
All right.
Okay, the first one I'm going to start with was released in 1958.
Go ahead.
Done.
All right.
The group was the Champs. The song was Tequila.
Oh yeah, we know that song left or right, and we know how the words. It was featured in Pee Wee's Big Adventure back in 1985.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they followed up with another song, but it didn't do anything.
Oh wow, that's something there. I can imagine you have this big hit song and then you put out the second single and it bombs like a mofo. Can you imagine how bummed out the group, the management, and the record label must be when that happens?
Right.
Yeah, I know. That's a bummer. All right. Okay. This one hit wonder, was back in the 1986, I remember. It was a song called Boomtown by a duo known as David and David. It was a minor hit, it was played a lot on the VH1 channel there. And just, never, we never saw or heard anything from them afterwards. So this definitely qualifies as a one hit wonder. Boomtown by David and David. All right.
Okay, my next one's 1961.
Mm-hmm.
The group was The Tokens.
Oh, yeah. We know that song, The Lion Sleeps Tonight.
The only hit they ever had, but it was huge.
Oh, massively huge. It often spoofed as well. The members of
Right.
The Tokens got on Howard Stern show and did a version relating to the O.J. Simpson case. O.J., 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 O.J. I think it was remade on I don't know which British group did this, but they remade that song and they made a video on it, which I remember seeing on the old MTV back in the day there.
Yeah, someone else really did that song too, but I can't remember who it was, but it was a solo artist.
All right, there. I see there. All right. My next one is from the that same period, the early 1980s. Around 82, 83. I think it was 1982. It was a group called Haircut 100, and that one
Oh, yeah.
song, the one song they had was called Love Plus One. They had another small hit song with a song called Boy Meets Girl, Different Shirt, I think that was the title of it. And it wasn't as big as the first song, but either way, it was Love Plus One still remains the one song that they play at most on retro stations across America.
I basically am trying to stay a little early and let you have the later period, because that's, I guess, the way it works.
Yeah.
Next one I got is also 1961. It's by a guy named Bruce Chanel. It's a song called Hey Baby.
Ah.
Big hit, only one he ever had.
Wow. Okay. This one's from the 1960s as well there. This was his only big hit, but man, it still makes an impact today, especially when you're solo dancing with your lady love there under the moonlight. Percy Sledge, When a Man Loves a Woman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, I know Michael Bolton did. I remember hearing Michael Bolton did cover that song, but I'm sorry, I didn't like it. I stick to the original, folks. Thank you so
For the
so
most
much.
part, I do too. Every once in a while, there's a cover that's pretty good, in some cases better. It depends, but it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, I remember this. You remember this song, "What I Like About You" by the Romantics?
Right.
There was this. There was a remake by a guy named Michael something there, Michael Angelo, or not Michael something. I forgot the last name. And
Michelangelo's a painter.
yeah, I know, yeah. Well, Michelangelo. It's also Michelangelo Panto. He was a massive, cool guitar player out of the L.A. area there. He has this guitar that's 4 necks, two on each side, like wings or something. And he's able to play both necks with both hands. Now that's talent right there. But the Michael something I'm talking to, he did his version of What I Like About You. I remember hearing that, and I'm like, eh. And when I got to be friends with Jimmy Marino's, the ex-Romantics drummer, I asked him what he thought about it. Saying, just as well as I did there.
Okay, my next one, you're going to be able to figure out what it is real quick.
Yep.
1962, Bobby, Boris Paget, and the Crypt Keepers.
That's the name of
Monster Mash.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you mentioned that. Yeah, I think I mentioned that on the last show there. One of the big
that
novelties.
was their only hit.
I know, yeah. And there was this one song, I think I forgot to tell the guys who did it, but it was Pac-Man Fever. And it was around the time the Pac-Man game was running amok all over every arcade in America there. And on the Atari video system, as it was called back then.
The 2600.
Absolutely, yeah. Gosh, I remember playing Pac-Man a couple times. They even had Pac-Man ice cream. There was a good humor truck that would come around our block back in Roseville. We all get it there. Get all the bomb pops, the chocolate fudge bars, and of course Pac-Man ice cream there. Ice cream on the stick there. Shit.
Okay, my next one is 1963 by a group called the Safaris.
And we know that's Wipeout. Absolutely. I think Herman Rarebell, the drummer for the Scorpions, he did a version of that song, one of his cover on the release that he had back in the 80s.
Yeah, because that was a big deal back then.
It was, especially for a drummer.
Right.
I think that drummer girl that I mentioned, her name is Rocker Girl. I think she uploaded a short of her covering that song there. I gotta see if it's still up there.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't have any other hits because that one was huge.
Oh, it was huge. Definitely for the surfer crowd in the California beaches there, or any beaches that has allowed surfing to be done there. All right. This one, I remember I was trying to often hear this song a couple times at the loudspeaker at my workplace there. The song is called How Bizarre. It's by a guy who calls himself OMC. And it must be some Latin rapper or singer, whichever there. How bizarre, how bizarre. Sometimes it gets played on the soft rock circuit. I remember they would have a soft rock station at some of the Value Village or Value World stores there back in southeast Michigan. And I would often hear that song a couple times play along with some Sheryl Crow or Howard Jones or something blah, blah, blah there. So OMC's How Bizarre. And that was was this guy's only hit there.
Okay, next one I got is by a group from 1966 called Question Mark and the Mysterions.
96 Tears. I heard that. It was kind of funny as I was at a nearby Goodwill looking for some new work clothes there because I'm getting this because the jeans I'm wearing get holes in the knee area there, and they were playing that song as soon as I walked in. Wouldn't you know?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. This one here is by a legendary band. They started in the Bay Area. They were part of the Hashberry Height music scene there, along with Jefferson Airplane, Loving Spoonful, Grateful Dead's Touch of Grey. Their only top 10 hit from 1987. Despite all these albums, despite all these concerts, they had one top 10 hit.
Who was that?
Touch of Grey by Grateful Dead.
Yeah, they had a ton of stuff.
Tons
Got
of
a following
songs.
of Deadheads.
Yeah, absolutely. Tons of Deadheads. They had tons of songs that are out there. Truckin' was one of them, but Touch of Grey became such a massive top 40 hit for them. It was all over. It was everywhere.
Transformed them into a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. And of course, when you when you make it big on the Billboard charts like they did, you're going to attract new fans who are not knowing of the Deadhead scene there, and there's going to be some conflict.
Right.
And what the Dead themselves saw that coming when that song became a big hit. And there was going to be some kind of a conflict between the two genres of people there. Because you have all these trendies who come along, seeing what's trending. Like they try to see what's trending, to follow along what's going on. All cyborg movies are the things, thanks to the Terminator. Dubstep music is the thing now, because thanks to Skrillex. Let's go trend on that. Alternative is big now thanks to Pearl Jam. Hey, I'm a big Pearl Jam guy. I know alternative music. Like one of the biggest embarrassments I ever saw in a magazine, and this was an old WCW magazine back from 1992. One of the guys on their roster, his name was Von Hammer.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this guy obviously was not really a metalhead. Because in one of those fans ask wrestlers questions, what are your favorite heavy metal albums? And Von Hammer apparently responded with the current albums that were out at that time, around 1991. Rev It Up by Vixen, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 by Guns N' Roses, and Metallica's Black Album. All current albums during that time. When a true metalhead would say Hellbent for Leather by Judas Priest, or Sabotage by Black Sabbath, or Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, or Hell Awaits by Slayer, or Don't Break the Oath by King, or Merciful Fate. So that was a big trendy right there. That was a big trendy moment for me right there out in the open, man. Jeez. And there are people, trendies out there, preppies are coming into the goth rock clubs out there because goth alternative was big at that time. Hey, and the worst bullshit thing they tried to do was try to hit up all the goth chicks who kept blowing them off like they were like pieces of shit that they are.
Yeah. Okay, my next one is bubblegum at its finest. 1969, it was done by a group that was named the Archies.
Oh my gosh. Sugar, Sugar.
That song was a huge hit, but the Archies, it was a cartoon.
I know, yeah.
Never released another one.
That was their only hit there. Now, no doubt the Archies the TV cartoon shows was the full swing at that time, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
Yeah, because so obviously they probably heard that the Archies were a band associated with that show, so they obviously did the same thing they did with Death Clock. Let's put out an album, let's put out a song featuring Death Clock. But, of course, not featuring Death Clock, but the people who are supposedly playing Death Clock.
Right.
And, of course, the Archies was one of them.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember hearing that because I used to watch the Archie cartoons, on syndicated TV as a kid there. Yeah. And they still have the Archie Comics Digest at some of the supermarkets here and there. Walmart, H-E-B, Kroger's is still publishing the stuff there. Even though Archie Andrews himself was killed off in 2014 in the comic series Life with Archie. Apparently, he was some guy was pointing a gun at a gay candidate who Archie knew well. Archie got in a way to stop it and ended up getting shot himself, shot dead. Wow.
So Moose, Jughead, Betty, Veronica
Mm-hmm.
went on without Archie.
Yeah, pretty sad there. And the thing I got to throw in is that when the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina first aired on Netflix, I was like, oh wow, this is a pretty dark turn there, very very dark. And I realized there was actually a comic book of the same name. There's also Afterlife with Archie, which Archie deals with fights off zombies.
Mm.
And let's not forget the Riverdale TV series, which is kind of like a more dramatic turn there instead of the comical, zany Archie that we see in the comic books. So, but then again, that's another scenario for another time and era. Okay?
Yeah.
My one-hit wonder, I guess, basically, I think it was, I don't know who the art, I forgot the guy who did, I forgot the name of the guy who did this, but it was a song called Tic Tac Toe. Tic Tac Toe, or Tic Tac Toe, I think it was called, yeah. It was kind of like a hip-hoppy, kind of a rappy kind of tune there. I think it came out in 87, 88 there, or 1990, or no, 89 I meant to say, my bad. But it sampled the opening riff for Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes. It was included in that track there. Hmm. And of course, that was about it. Like I said, I forgot the artist who did it. You know what? I'm going to look it up right now. I'll let you take the lead, Art.
Okay. My next one, it's almost a shame Keith isn't here because he would go, whoa, on this one.
Yeah.
1969, Steam.
Um,
Nah, nah, hey, hey, kiss him goodbye.
which is more popular now thanks to the WWE when a wrestler, when their roster is either loses a match or has to leave, gets fired, and usually do this with the heels when they get booted out.
Right.
Yep.
Yoo-hoo. Hello.
Hello.
What is the first song that you can think of that each of you ever heard? Presumably
Wow.
on the radio, if anything. I guess it would be on the radio, but what if
Yeah.
in your memory, what's the first ever song on the radio? Do you remember?
First
Brown,
song on
go
the radio.
ahead.
I think that one of the first songs I remember hearing on the radio was at one of our neighbor. We were in our neighbor's car, me and my sister. It was one of our, and I guess she had her daughter with us, and one of the songs I remember hearing was "We Will Rock You" by Queen. And when I first heard it, I thought they were saying we will rob you." And the song's about blood on your face, big disgrace. I thought the guy was beating him up for his money or something like that.
Misheard lyrics.
Yep, pretty much. I think we discussed that. I know we discussed that topic. I think I mentioned that scenario there.
Okay, the next one I got is a personal favorite of mine. I really like the song, and I don't know why the guy didn't have anything else. Well, he did, but we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, at One Hit Wonder as Norman Greenbaum,
Mm-hmm.
Spirit in the Sky.
Oh my goodness! What are the pro-Christian rock songs that are out there?
And the ironic thing is,
In the place that's the best. Spirit in the sky. That one.
Yep, that one there.
yeah.
Yep.
And
I
the
think they
ironic
use that
thing
song-
is,
I think they use that song in like commercials and stuff too.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know,
it's
Yeah,
a,
it was in the
it's a
movie.
big, big song.
Yeah, it is. I think it was in the movie Michael with John Travolta playing an angel who calls from the sky to help somebody out, I guess it is. I remember that was...
I remember that.
Yes. It was a big hit thanks to that movie there. A hit again there.
Okay, he was also a member of a group called Dr. West's Medicine and Show and Junk Band,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a one-hit novelty song,
Ah, yeah.
The Eggplant That Ate Chicago.
Yeah, you sent me the link to that not too long ago. Pretty good stuff there. And by the way, credit Ark for showing me that sending me the link to that shaving cream song. I played it for my sister. She said she enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it's an interesting song.
It is, yeah.
And that was released in the 50s.
Yeah. It was kind of funny you said that surprised me. It's like I'm surprised apparently they were using cuss words not on the air like they often sometimes do on this realm here, known as YouTube, but in private, I guess, in conversations behind closed doors. Because back then, saying a cuss word, it's like, oh, you said a cuss word, whap, smack across the head, I guess.
Yeah, Wire needs to hear that song.
Yeah, definitely. Let's tell you what. Ark, you should find it and send it to the Skype chat we have right now. Then we got to check it out. Or I can get the link and send it to you personally, YR. Definitely. Okay.
What shaving cream brand was it?
I didn't say that.
Wasn't a brand.
It was a... When you listen to it, it's something like that.
You'll get it when you listen to it.
Absolutely. You'll get it, definitely. All right. Okay, this one here. Let's see. I mentioned this lady before. It was a big hit. It was a big hit on the rock radio circuit around 1990. It was her only big radio played hit there. And unfortunately, we haven't heard anything from her since that. She's a Canadian singer. I think she's still around. I think she puts out still records, but unfortunately, they don't reach it across here in the States. Love You Till It Hurts by Chrissy Steele. Yeah. It's a good song there. One of the last, hair metal songs, as they often put it there. Came out in 1990, and of course, a couple years later, all that replaced it with guys with goatees, songs about feeling desperate, and of course, wearing potato sacks for pants.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, my next one. 1972, Albert Hammond. It Never Rains in Southern California.
Oh, yeah.
That's got one of my favorite double meaning verses ever. When he's singing the song, he's talking about, what's going on and all that jazz. You're familiar with the song, right?
Well, I know there's a song called with the same title that's performed by the R&B group Tony. That came out in the early 1990s. And I'm wondering if that's the same version.
I don't know. It does have a verse in there where he's telling someone that discovered him is don't tell him how you found me and don't tell him how you found me. Which if you think about it, there's a double meaning there. Don't tell him how you physically located me and don't tell him what condition you found me in.
I see there.
Tell him how you doxed me. You know what I'm saying? Like
What?
What? Huh?
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Okay. I thought you were talking about us, and I was going, what?
Yeah, but I pretty much, yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, I got it now, yes, definitely. Okay. This one hit song, was performed by one of the members of the Carol Burnett show. It was later made into a movie that starred Christy McNichol and Mark Hamill. And the story behind that song, I still want to look it up there. I never had a chance to because of my busy work schedule there. The night the lights went out in Georgia. I think that was her only big hit there.
Mm-hmm.
It was. All right. There you go.
Okay. Billy Paul. 1970.
Me and Mrs. Jones. One of the first songs about infidelity, believe it or not. Of course, some years later on in the 80s, Whitney Houston's Saving All My Love for You would be about the same perspective from a woman's point of view.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, there is a song by the group Sugarland. It's a song called "Stay." It's kind of a very touching song. I remember hearing it a couple of years when I lived in Richmond there. I mean, looked at the video there.
I'm
And
assuming it's not the same one from
no,
way back.
it's the song's called "Stay," and it was about the viewpoint from the other woman. Needless to say, and in the video, singer Jennifer Nettles starts breaking down and crying while she's lip syncing to the lyrics. At one point, she stops, pauses while the song's still playing there. She's just overcome with emotion there. Very touching song when you think about it there. But that's my sidebar. All right. It's your
Now
turn.
your front bar.
All right, good. So it's my turn. All right, good. Let's see here.
I'll touch you with the song, Brown.
Which
You know
one? What song would that be?
Give me all your loving, all your hugging kisses.
Oh my gosh. You know, you can't call it ZZ Top a one-hit wonder because he had other hits other than that one there. Sharp Dressed
No,
Man.
I was just.
I know, yeah.
So off the top of my head, man, I don't know. Y'all have to keep going. Y'all tackling some early stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are, I mean, which is great. Go ahead.
All right, there. Well, let's see here. My hit one, and I'm trying to remember a few there. I remember, I guess you could, I would list Frankie Goes to Hollywood's Relax as a one-hit wonder when you think about it. Even though the second single,
Probably so.
even though the song Two Tribes, the follow-up single, did somewhat well, but not as big as Relax did. And I remember Boy George had an issue with the song because he said that song was telling people to be ignorant. I know that basically, you know, it was a song according to one of their ex-members. It was about shagging. Mm-hmm. All right, there.
Okay, my next one is from 1974 by a group by the name of Blue Swede. Ooga shaka, hugga shaka, ooga shaka, shaka, shaka. Hooked on a feeling.
Yeah, I remember. That was a song made a big hit again thanks to the Guardians of the Galaxy movie there.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting version of that song.
Yep.
Original one was B.J. Thomas.
Ah. I got a good one here. Steelers Wheel, featuring Jerry Rafferty.
Oh,
Stuck
in the middle with you.
Yeah, that was their only big hit. Now, Rafferty would go out solo and have a couple of hits of his own there.
Right.
Baker Street, Get It Right the First Time. You know, what's that one called? Right Down the Line, yes.
Yeah, that's a great song.
It is, yeah. All right.
Okay, I think I'm going to do my next one before I forget it.
Okay.
And it's actually a two-parter.
American
The Outsiders. Time Won't Let Me.
I see there, yeah.
And Spiral Staircase.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the name of it.
The band? Who does that song?
No.
Or
That's the band.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a song title at first. I was like, oops.
I'm going through the song in my head.
All right.
More today than yesterday, I believe. But the interesting thing about those two one-hit wonders,
Yeah.
same lead singer.
That's interesting there.
So he basically had two with two different groups.
All right there. Now, would Lust for Life by Iggy Pop qualify as a one-hit wonder?
Was it even a hit?
Well, it's a hit. Became somewhat of a hit thanks to the Train Spotting movie in 1996. Because I remember there was a video for that came out when that song got some airplay on the radio there. If I'm wrong, correct me, But this is something that popped into my mind when you think about it there.
I don't know of any other hits by them.
By them, Iggy
Him.
Pop?
Him, yeah.
Him, okay.
And the Stooges.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what? The one most notable song that from the Stooges, that in the Michigan rock category, they're probably where their biggest song would have to be "I Want to Be Their Dog." Yeah.
Okay, the next one, 1974, by a group called Pilot. We've discussed this song.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
It's the Ozempic song.
Yep. Magic. The song Magic. Yeah. All right. Which, by the way, since we're in the 70s here, we got to mention this one. Brandy, You're a Fine Girl by Looking Glass.
Oh, great song.
It is, And that was their only big hit that we look at it there.
Yep. That is, if you're going to have one hit, wow.
All right. All right. Your turn.
And the next one's in 1976 by a group by the name of Wild Cherry.
Oh, yeah. Play that funky music. My sister had the single for that song there. It's about a guy who plays in a rock and roll band, goes to see a funk band play, and decides, you know what? I probably like this than playing rock and roll, and I'm going to hook up with you guys. And bam, bam, boom. There you go.
Yeah.
I guess that was the intent of Wild Cherry, because these were a bunch of white guys playing funky black music there.
Right. But that was the only hit they ever had.
Yeah.
Got one.
Got
I got one, and I personally like this song. And there's some remixes, and people redid it, but Anita Ward, Ring My Bell.
Yeah. That was a great song.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. But a couple times, yeah.
Ring my bell, ring my bell.
That was big during the disco era, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of disco, here's one. You remember the lady's name, Yvonne Elevin, I think her name was?
Oh, yeah.
Elevon, yeah.
Elevon, yes. If I Can't Have You from the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack.
Yeah, and I believe that's a Bee Gees
composition, yes. And it was her only big hit. Now, does Grease by Frankie... Well, I'm sure... Did Frankie Valli...
No, Frankie Valli
had other songs. Okay. I stand corrected. Bing, bam.
Okay, my next one, 1976, was by a band by the name of Starland Vocal Band.
Oh, yeah. Afternoon Delight.
Yep.
Ah. I guess it was comprised of two couples at that time.
I believe that's correct.
I remember hearing the story about them, about the "Where Are They Now" type of deals there.
Right.
I see there. All right, there. Let's see. I'm trying to remember some other ones that I remember hearing throughout the years there. Let's see. Blah blah blah. My ears racing. I hate that when that happens there. Let's see. I was going to say one by Al Stewart, but he had a couple other hit songs as well there from the 70s. Let's see. The Tramps, Disco Inferno. Also from the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack there. That was their only hit song, if I recall there.
I think you're correct.
All right, there. So here you go.
My next one is 1979, and it's famous for one big thing. It was by a group called the Buggles.
Oh, yeah. Trevor Horn and Jeff Dowse. Video killed the radio star. And I think...
But why is it famous?
And you know what? Because it was the first video on MTV that was played.
Yep, when the MTV kicked off. And I happened
you know
to
what?
be watching when it happened. They played that video.
Yep, exactly. 1981, come to think of it. In fact, I'm going to look on my look on some information here about that song because if I'm correct, the Buggles version may have been a cover version. All right.
It could have been.
Yeah, all right there. All right. I'm going to look it up right now. Give me a couple of minutes here. Video
Yeah,
killed
but
the
the
radio
thing,
star.
the cool thing about them is Trevor Horn was a later member of Yes.
That's right there. He also he produced it, Frankie Goes to Hollywood. And also put together a record label that signed Frankie as well as the Art of Noise, ZTT Records. All right there. All right there. It's a song written by Trevor Horn, Jeff Dowds, and Bruce Woolery. It was recorded concurrently by Bruce Woolery and the Camera Club with Thomas Dolby on keyboards for their album English Garden, and by the British New Wave group The Buggles, which consisted of Horn and Dowds. No, it it was released in June of 1979, and for the Bruce Woolery version there. The Buggles version came out in September the same year. And you know what? The Buggles version of that track, was recorded and mixed it in the same year that we mentioned. Released it as their debut single by Island Records. Included from their first album, The Age of Plastic. The backing track was recorded at Virgin's Townhouse in West London. The mixing, the vocal was done at Starm East Studios. The song relates to concerns about mixed attitudes towards 20th century inventions and machines for the media arts. Musically, the song performs like an extended jingle, and the composition in the key of D flat major in common time to a tempo of 132
That's an
beats per
unusual
minute.
key.
Absolutely. The track has been repeatedly positively received, with reviewers praising its unusual pop musical elements. Though the song includes several common pop characteristics and 6 basic chords used in its structure, Downs and writer Timothy Warren described the piece as musically complicated due to its use of suspended and minor ninth chords for enhancement that gave the song a slightly different feel. All right.
C-Man has Downs. Thank you.
Downs syndrome? Oh, never mind. Is he in the chat of your show on your end, YR?
Yeah.
Bring him on the call, dude. I'm sure he has. Probably
Don't
has.
bother him. He's busy with family life.
Oh, okay, there.
Kids on the way.
Okay, the next one was released in the 60s also.
All right.
It's by a feller in his group by the name of Bobby Fuller 4.
Oh, we know that song, I Fought the Law. Covered by the Clash years on down the line.
It was his only hit.
Yeah, it was.
Of course,
Bobby Fuller no longer with us.
right. And that's a story that we kind of discussed a little bit.
We did, yeah.
Very questionable death.
All right. I know, very questionable. Along with the one of the members of Iron Butterfly.
Yeah, they still hadn't figured that one out.
I know.
Man, what's your favorite one-hit wonder songs that you can think of?
I love Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba.
Oh my gosh, you took the words out of my mouth. I was going to talk about that song. Oh my gosh.
Really? That's a real song? Wait,
Yeah,
what
it
was
is. Yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down.
Aha,
It was kind
I
of
do triple C. What?
It was kind of funny is that all the members of that group are pure anarchists.
Really?
Yeah, they are. They are.
I had
Is that
no
opinion
idea.
or is that a fact?
Well, it's apparently a fact because on their webpage it would all post things about the Queen being dead and such there.
Real quick, Brown, before I forget, I posted a link in my chat if you want to get it.
All right.
All this Kiss, all this old, like from 1976, is being released from Kiss concerts. Great video, great audio.
All right.
It's just now being released on YouTube on this Loomis. It's called Loomis channel, something Loomis.
Loomis.
Let me get exactly.
Yeah,
but
go put the link in the Skype chat here because this is interesting here.
Go ahead, Simon.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Loomis channel.
That sounds like what it would be like if you combined me and Simo's names together. It'd be Simon.
I know. It's like that sounds like a good hip hop duo when you think about it. Simo and Seaman live at Club Ferry on downtown Detroit. Yay!
Yeah, I'm worried I might get doxxed if him and I start a rap group, so I'm gonna have to decline that.
Yeah. By the way, why I heard Simo apologize to Ken and Cronin. I understand there. I was listening. Yeah.
Well, this isn't a drama show, and yes, that happened. You can go back and listen. All right.
All right. I did listen there.
Oh yeah, YR is technically on strike right now, so shit,
see, I saw the icon.
I'm on drama strike. I'm on a drama strike. Right now.
Okay, there.
Yeah, he's
All right.
protesting.
Got another
Just
one?
put that
Earl?
link in the chat there, Brown. Thank
All right,
you.
there. Gotcha. All right there. Go ahead, Ark.
You got another one, Earl?
Not on more. I was going to let you take
One
first.
has
bit.
downs.
Okay.
How about that?
Do you remember a group by the name of Strawberry Alarm Clock?
Yes, incense and peppermints.
Only big hit they ever had.
All right, there.
They did have minor hits, several of them actually,
Yeah.
but nothing reached the incense and peppermints thing,
All right.
which was the same as Alex Chilton's old group.
The box tops.
Yep. The
Or-
letter.
Yes, I remember.
Huge
Huge
hit.
hit for them. And there was, we can't forget Spanky and Our Gang, Lazy Day.
Right.
That was a big hit for them. And that was their only big hit, if I remember.
Well, Sunday Will Never Be the Same was I don't remember how big a hit that one was. But they both got played. Back
What
to
the heck?
81.
All right.
Tommy Two-Tone.
Oh, yeah. Jenny, 869-3509. No.
8675309.
All right, thank you.
9.
Yeah, big hit for that song. I remember the video was constantly played on MTV first came out.
7423504.
He doxed a number for somebody.
Oops.
Yeah. Shit.
Actually, it's a little unusual that they did the 8675309 and didn't do the Hollywood bit with the 555 bit.
You know what? There was actual. I remember hearing stories that people would actually call that number to just see what they would get.
Yeah, they probably ended up like disconnecting that number permanently because it would constantly get called. If I had to.
Yeah.
Another 1981 one
All right.
by a group called Soft Cell.
Oh, Tainted Love cover version,
Yep.
by the way.
If you want to hang out with YR, this is the only place you can do that. So,
And
What,
by the
Tainted Love?
by the way,
man, I mean, come on.
By the way, it's Soft Cell released some new music not too long ago that I was able to listen to it in the night numbers. Pretty good song there. Forgot the title of it, but definitely they'll play the song again, I guess.
The 80s were full of one-hit wonders.
I know, yeah.
Next one I got is Modern English.
I Melt With You. I think they redid that song in early '93 for some reason there. I don't know why. Probably give it an update there. But it wasn't as big as the original.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another one from the 80s. Thomas Dolby. She Blinded Me
yeah.
with Science.
That was a great song.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And of course, he had other songs like Europa and the Pirate Twins. One of my favorites. One of the
Hold on a minute, man.
submarines.
This
Blah,
is
blah,
so
blah,
cool right now.
blah, blah, blah.
Bro, Jersey Shore's on, like the new version. It's
Oh.
a new episode.
Oh.
And JWoww, one of the cast members, is dating a wrestler that's on AEW right now. So I'm watching fucking Jersey Shore, and they're showing like them in AEW, and it's freaking me out because it's like I'm watching wrestling, but it's really Jersey Shore.
Oh wow, which wrestler?
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Which wrestler is she?
Some guy I never heard of, like some guy, Rex Clayton or some shit, some no name, but he's on there. I'm seeing him in the ring and shit. Probably for like the Dark. Yeah, AEW Dark is what they're showing. So yeah, he was on there.
All right,
That's pretty cool, man. I mean, C-Man, C-Man, didn't you try out to be on Jersey Shore? What was the story on that? You didn't make it though, but
You talk about when I tried out for MTV's Jersey Shore.
I didn't know about this.
Yeah, they didn't want me on there because I wasn't Italian enough. I'm only like 5% Italian, so they said, "Nah, dude, you gotta beat it."
Yeah, you gotta be all Italian for that show there.
You gotta be all Italian and a douchebag, and I was only just a douchebag, so they didn't want me.
And plus, you gotta have Paulie D's hair to boot, I guess.
Yeah, I ain't got that going on.
Or that thing that Snooki had on her hair.
anyways, real quick on the list now. C-Man, you overall, what's your favorite decade of music?
90s.
We're going kind of early here, but I don't know. Do you respect the older music? Do you respect the pioneers that we always talk about?
I mean, I have respect for some of the older stuff, even if I don't necessarily like listen to it myself. I have appreciation and respect for what it contributed to music as a whole.
I appreciate you contributing to my whole.
Woo! Next one's also 1982, and I liked this song. Dexy's Midnight Runners.
Come on, Eileen.
Say that all night.
Bro, you said I am.
You got that hit right. Come on. You said the word. I just got creative.
I appreciate you contributing to my whole.
And what was your original phrase?
I don't even remember now. That fucking completely caught me off guard. Jesus.
All right, this is a comedy show, serious music show. Go ahead, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, real great.
Okay, I think, what was you mentioned, Art, there? Because I got sidetracked by the what I just heard.
Oh, well, the next one I got is Men Without Hats, 1982.
Just Safety Dance. Yeah, that was our own
that song, too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Is that the song that goes, "We can dance if we want to"?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. Yep.
If you want to dance, you can do with me, and do from your behind. You want to dance, if you want to. Bro, that song was made into a lot of parodies, and right off the bat, I remember they made a parody on SpongeBob SquarePants about that on that song. I don't know if people remember that. It was like, you can wear pants if you want to. Like, SpongeBob was singing that or something. Like, that was a pair. But I remember that. Men with Hats. Thank you.
I'll have to look for that.
Yeah, I didn't know about this until now.
That other one's a one-hit wonder. We made a thing out of it in Drama Club. What was it that it was like that one Australian group or New Zealand group with one hit. Back in the 80s.
The Burning Bed one?
Midnight Oil.
Midnight Oil.
Yeah, that was a
major song. It was like an international song, but it was like the group was like New Zealand or Australian or.
It wasn't Men at Work because they
it
had
has
several.
like windpipes in there and everything. It has all kinds of different instruments.
Got to give me a clue or a couple of lyrics.
The Australian song, bro. It's like the main Australian, but not no AC/DC, but like Australian fucking band, and it was one major song. Y'all can't remember that?
Well, back in the 60s, the Easy Beats had a major hit, and they were from Australia.
Yeah,
Friday on My Mind. They had lots of hits in Australia, but not here.
Yeah, just one over here this side. Friday on My Mind.
And the British group Status Quo had a huge hit in the States with Pictures of Matchstick Men, Nothing Else, but they were big in the UK.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, a lot of people say Sweet was a one-hit wonder with But then again,
Oh,
it's but you see the cross between Fox on the Run and the Ballroom Blitz.
Ballroom Blitz.
It's the Ballroom Blitz.
It's the Costanza.
Ah. Right.
Or it's Halsey.
Ah.
Come on, man.
All right.
What? Their name starts with it's. It's the first.
It's
part
true.
of the name.
It's true, man.
Thank you. Just trying to do the song parody thing like everybody else, but apparently I just suck at it.
I think we
Going
did.
from here to Timbuktu with your damn attitude tonight. But go ahead. Try to find this song I'm talking about. Y'all know you're gonna be like, oh my god, I can't believe we didn't. Not major Australian group, but in the 80s, this song came out. The group was like Australia, New Zealand, something like that.
Yeah.
The song is famous because people say, oh, that's like the one band that in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Drama Club did a parody on the song once.
All right.
Because Bex was involved in that parody.
Yeah.
He's in Australia. But what's the one song you think of? What do you think of?
It's Bex, real great.
Yeah.
No,
How's
I'm
she
just
doing, by the way?
saying. I don't know. She was involved in that parody. I'm trying to figure it out. It's really boiling my brain right now.
I'm learning about this now here.
I came into the community while she was on the verge of leaving, I suppose. But I do remember she was well endowed.
Hell yeah.
Well, I should probably DM her on Twitter and see how she's doing and all that stuff because she hasn't tweeted anything out for a while. But then again, she's having, she spoke about issues with the Prime Minister over there.
Is there another song from Men at Work?
Well, there was, first it was Who Can It Be Now? Then it was Down Under. The following year, it was...
Down Under.
Yeah.
None from the land down under. That's the song.
Ah, good.
So
yeah.
they had really two good songs then. Land Down Under and the one you were just talking about.
And Jacob RP's calling.
No, we can't.
No.
He's a part of Tony's crew now. Him, Keith, and RP.
Well,
part of Tony's drama crew. He knows.
You said RP twice.
Don't add him in.
What? Don't add him in?
We don't add people that do drama on to music shows. Besides
there.
you, man.
Not unless we're going to do drama after the music show.
Nah, not on my channel. Maybe on your channel.
Okay,
See,
we'll
Brown,
do it.
you love the drama. See what I mean?
Why?
Come on, man.
Well, that's because...
Someone in the chat, I can't recognize who that is, said the name, Man at Work, Laying Down Under. Wow.
All right. And he's doing it again. Is he doing it again?
Sounds like Teen Spirit by Nirvana being a one-hit wonder.
Well, they had a couple others.
No, they had a couple
Tons of
other.
it.
They had, of course, they had, All Apologies, In Bloom,
Rape
Lithium.
Me, Lithium.
Yeah, Lithium, yeah. And he's
probably the
Rape Me, see, man.
Then there was Tony Basil.
Oh yeah, Mickey.
Mickey, you're so fine.
Oh yeah, that was her only hit when you think about it. There.
Video was stupid as heck.
I know, yeah, cheesy as hell. Oh, I just thought about this song. It's by a Canadian band called Toronto, and it came out, I guess, around 81, 82. It's a song called "Your Daddy Don't Know."
It's a song. Never mind.
Jesus Christ, Jacob, what the fuck, dude?
Whoa.
He called three
The
times
song
already.
was called Dox Me, but you don't have to little to do it to me, motherfucker. Really, Brown?
What?
Canadian band, Toronto. What is it?
That's the name of the band, Toronto.
The song is called Toronto, and the song is called.
No,
is
the
by
song's
Jacob
called
RP.
the song's called Your Daddy
Oh.
Don't Know.
Jesus. Jacob RP, stop harassing Brown. This isn't a drama show. You have nothing to add. You don't know what a one-hit wonder is. In fact, you're a one-hit wonder in this community, Jacob RP. Thank you.
Is SC Steve allowed to call in? Is he asked?
Not on fucking music shows.
And
I don't even do drama, so there's no point in them
And this is
coming
the
here.
fucking
because
fourth time he's calling. Jesus, dude.
You need to stop, douchebag. Adam in. What? Give him 5 minutes.
Okay, all right, okay.
If it's not music, boot him out of here.
Okay. Okay.
Then there's the Shocking Blue.
Oh yeah, Venus. We know that song.
They were I want to say they were Swedish or Norwegian or.
I think so. Swedish, yeah.
They had to do the song phonetically because they didn't know English. So that's why the song actually sounds like I'm your penis.
RP, what do you want, dude? This isn't a place for drama anymore.
Oh, there you go. There he is. I was going to
I
ask
need to know this.
Hold on.
You guys hear me?
Loud and clear, dude.
The first thing it says is, hold
guys
on.
hear me?
What scumbag.
Can you guys hear me?
Loud and
Yeah,
clear.
we hate you.
Yo, Dr. Earl, what was that before about Ken? Can you elaborate on what you were saying about Ken and somebody else?
What about? We can't do that one. Yo, about
You
C-Man.
mentioned something, I don't know.
About
Never
C-Man.
mentioned Ken. Goodbye, Stern shit. Goodbye, Mr. Shit
Here we
Stern.
go.
He's don't see.
Jesus
He's
Christ.
booted.
All right.
He's mentioned nothing
Yeah,
about Ken.
did
tonight
nothing
at
about
all.
Ken. Yeah, he's trying to start shit.
My Sharona.
By
Go
the
to that
knack.
Boston Tony from Revere channel and do the drama over there.
Nice and roll.
And the singer, the guitar player for that band, Doug Feiger, he is the brother of Jeffrey Feiger, one of the most top-rated lawyers in Michigan. He was he was a lawyer. He was the top. He was representative for Dr. Death Jack Kevorkian for many years.
Jekyll and Hyde.
And that song, I guess, it became a hit again thanks to that movie Reality Bites in the 90s there.
Boyar, what's your problem, dude? How am I
Why you
part
gotta
of
come up-
Tony's crew?
Why you gotta bring up other men
How
that
am
we
I
haven't
part
even
of
brought
Tony's
up?
crew, though? How am I part of? I hate Tony. How am I part of his crew?
You are. Get out of here. You
Not about
bringing
drama.
up bullshit on here. Stop stirring
Not about
shit.
drama.
Can you
he's
please permanently remove him around?
Well, you already did.
And of course, there's Billy Cyrus with Achy Breaky Hard.
Oh my gosh, dude. Some comedian was on the national channel when it was still called that, and he was doing that version. That song is covered by different artists, whether it's Willie Nelson or Johnny Cash. How they would sound doing that song there. And wouldn't you know, his daughter Miley would kind of like surpass him with more hits.
Yeah. We won't talk about her.
I know. Jesus Christ, dude. So, no wonder Ken had issues with this guy.
Is he calling again?
Yeah, and he's calling it now. SC's calling.
See, this is where we need to end the show.
Okay.
We'll see.
I got my Jersey Shore to watch anyway. I'm missing it.
Oh my gosh.
Shit, we'll be on
Jesus
fucking an hour and 30 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna.
You want to do part 2 on the list for next show?
Yeah, we could do
Yeah,
it.
because I can come up with more.
Okay, there, definitely. That sounds like a good idea there.
Just block those guys. Just block SC and RP. They don't bring nothing to the music show. They just want the drama, and I'm
I know
about
they're
that.
trying to start drama right now, saying, it's what you said about Ken. It's like, I didn't mention Ken, you
He didn't
dork.
mention nothing about Ken. dude.
Nothing.
SC didn't do anything. He actually was the one that guessed the correct name for that Australian song. So
Well, he still went to Streamlabs about Joe Cronin. Trying to get him.
Jesus Christ, he said he wanted to. He didn't fucking actually do it, you prick.
Now it's fucking
You go on
echoing,
Tony's
dude.
show and talk drama. So.
How about you go on Toby's show?
Oh,
I don't
stop.
know.
He's doing this on purpose.
Oh, great, YR. Making me look bad.
All right, I'll end my stream, but you can add him in. We'll go to Dr. Brown's stream.
Nah, I'm going to end the show as well there. Jesus Christ.
Add him in real quick. Here,
Okay,
I'll-
okay. Okay.
Well, see, I personally don't have a problem with anyone joining the show if they stay on the subject.
That's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Or if they don't call about 18 times as Jacob is. But he's doing this on purpose. All right, Seaman's back.
E-man.
Okay.
E-man is meant to the community.
Okay.
What?
What?
Seaman's the Seaman's community.
What do you want, dude?
Hey, so I wanted to ask you a quick question, especially to you rockheads. Let's see if you can recognize which song this is.
Can you hear it, dumbass?
I can't hear it either.
Wow. Okay, well, just wanted to say as far as the emails go, you know, it's just everything going on nowadays, especially with
Okay, and I guess that ends the show here. All right, I want to thank YR, Seaman, and shout out to Arknolia as well. We'll be back. What the fuck is going on here? I gotta go. Bye-bye.